Hello, I'm Lelde Smits for Modern Wall Street, and joining me here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange is Stephen Guilfoyle. Stephen, wonderful to speak with you again.
Oh, glad to be here. Thank you.
Now, here on Wall Street, earnings season is certainly heating up this week. Have they generally been better or worse than you expected?
The revenue side has been better than expected, but a whole lot worse year over year. But as long as it's better than expected, that's generally not too bad for stocks. So I think even though we've seen some hits and misses here in the financial sector, so far so good.
Okay, now obviously we had Wal-Mart's surprise earnings warning yesterday. Any other surprises that we've seen this week?
I think although the financials, like I said, have been hit or misses, JP Morgan was something of a surprise because people are usually pretty comfortable going into JP Morgan earnings that they're going to beat, that the revenue is going to be all right. I guess it's just something we got used to, and it wasn't the case this time. But as far as warnings such as what Wal-Mart did, no, that was quite a shock. And you could see the way the market took that shock. It was down $7 or so in about a 15-minute span.
Okay, we'll get more earnings next week. What will you be looking out for in particular?
After we get through financials, I go into a little bit of a hiatus, and I wait out towards the end of the season to get into the retailers because I always find the retailers interesting. And now that we've had that warning from Walmart, it's going to be even more so. So the retail sector is going to be focused for me later on, and of course the energy sector because that's supposed to be the big bugaboo this time.
Absolutely. Now, finally, looking on to next week, we've got China's GDP figures coming out on Monday. Some have even tipped we could see the annual growth rate slip to under 7% for the first time since the GFC. What are you thinking we're likely to see, and how will that impact markets?
It's Sunday night's going to be a big night, okay? We got GDP in China, we have retail sales in China, we have industrial production in China. So we have a lot of Chinese data coming out that night that will impact trading all across Asia, Europe, and the United States on Monday. So I think it's really imperative that they hang on to that 7% tick, but I don't know if it's an honest number even if we get it. So I'm not sure we can trust it. I think we'll take the cue from what we see in Asia and what we see in Europe, and our futures will probably be greatly moved on Monday morning from where they were Friday night, but you probably should go into the weekend flat your positions.
Okay, and what are you feeling in your gut ahead of the weekend now?
I hope my Mets win tonight. I don't think I have an opinion on Friday.
Okay, well, that was going to be my last question. You hope the Mets win, but is it going to be the Mets or the Dodgers? We'll see. But I think there'll be a lot of people here in New York hoping for the Mets.
Yeah, we have a lot of Yankee fans here too, and we generally root for each other if we don't get in each other's way, as long as there's an NY on the cap. And I'm glad to see that the Cubs won after not winning for so long. It's nice to see that they're in the NLCS.
Great. Well, Stephen, thank you so much for the update today, and I'm sure we'll have a whole lot more to speak about next week.
My pleasure.